Good evening. This is John Harder with another episode, a broadcast for TBC and free energy. Tonight, I want to, my title just simply is how you can easily get free energy or help get free energy to those who have none and everyone else. Now, I am really happy with the interest that is beginning uh, to develop around the free energy unit. The way I would say from the short time since it was only an idea till it became a website, and now the interest that is being shown and has already been starting to has already been some money has already been received on account of it. And from the interest that is being shown, I am absolutely thrilled at what I can see happening, even with just within the next few months. So now I'm working on connections with people who are already familiar with building those, not these generators. Nobody that I know of is building them per se, except there is one company in the US which I want to actually go there and visit them, because I want to connect with them to see if I can get them to make the magnets that I need in mass production. But then we will be building the units in many countries. And so depending on how that turns out is as to where we're going to go from there. But one way or another, this is definitely a project that that already looks like a huge success. Now, I had a small, just a short little exercise that I wanted to share on this broadcast, and that is to establish your mindset, or how should I say, your vibrations. For you can use it and tweak it to anything you really want, but what I want to do is I want to take us, just show us this exercise, and then of course you can, if you want to follow it, it's up to you. But I want to show you a very simple exercise that I believe is very, very powerful. Well, I know it's very powerful. I don't only believe it, I know it is. And here is how it goes. Can you read that? Okay, so maybe it's the spelling may not be, or I mean I don't know how easily you can read it, but it just simply says my ideal client. Now you can replace that title with whatever suits you, but here's the deal. It is important that we feed our subconscious mind with exactly what we want. You see, this is the biggest problem with most people for not being able to achieve what they want in life, because they don't have a clear concept. They don't have, they're not planting the right seeds in their subconscious. And so this exercise, what it's simply doing is that the reason for this these lines here is that you use the one side, you use the left side, which is this side. You use the left side to, you fill it out, at least 10 items you put on of of uh, of clients, the type of clients that you don't want, and you just fill it out, 10 different types of clients that you don't want. Like I don't want negative clients. I don't want clients who are negative. I don't want clients who don't like to pay. And down the line like that, 10 different things at least. And then when you have that, when you have your list, then what you do, you go through them and convert each one of them to a positive, you know, to make it into the ideal client that you do want. So you change it into a positive, and you do it in a way that you have a good feeling about it. You know, that is what you are indeed looking for. All right. So those are the first two steps. But here's a step, another step that is very, very powerful. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to read it. I made my third step. I did it on the computer and then printed it out, but I'll just kind of show it to you and then explain it. But there it is. So what that one is, the third step, you take another sheet and you make, again, you put your title, and then you emphasize your 10 steps. You emphasize each one of them. Like, instead of just saying, I like people who, or I like clients who are positive. Instead of just doing that, you really put emphasis. And I just love clients who are positive mindset. I just love it. And it what it does, it gives your body the feelings. You feel, you know, you put feelings into it, and that is where the power lays. That is what your subconscious absorbs so easily. And that is the reason for this exercise. And then what you do is, twice a day, morning and evening, you read over that list and emphasizing those feelings. And at first it might seem like it's kind of useless, all right, but keep doing it, and make sure you put some feeling into it. Take the time to do it and put some feeling into it. And after a little while, it's going to be much easier. And that is because the subconscious is starting to accept it more. And each time, those feelings, they are putting out very powerful vibrations. And that is how you attract the right customers, the right clients. You literally attract these people, and it is amazing how that matches, how these clients will match with what you want. Now, to confirm this, I want to show you something, or tell you something that will help you make the connection, I believe. You know, sometimes there may be an old friend in your life that you haven't, you know, you used to be good friends and you haven't seen this person for a long time. And all of a sudden, you know, you just think about this person. And, you know, and because you haven't seen him in a long time, and you're thinking to yourself, it would be nice to catch up with that person again. And you do this a few times, the next thing, that person calls you. Or maybe because you are thinking about it and you're tracing them or whatever. But But what I want to bring out is how easily this happens. That, or maybe you're walking in town and all of a sudden, oh, there's the person I was hoping to talk to, and and you start talking, and you're telling them about it, and they say, well, I felt the same way. I felt the same way. Why? What is that? Folks, it's not coincidence. Those are the vibrations that you sent out. Okay. So I just wanted to make that connection, and this is why I believe that this is exercise is so powerful. Okay, so now again, I was just on Stephen Cuffey's hangout, and I really appreciate, you know, he pointed out how TBC is so different. It is so different from all of the other coins, um, because the other coins, they are all in the exchanges, and of course that's where they are subject to manipulation, and that makes them volatile and makes them so that they are virtually no good for in the marketplace. Now, of course, it depends how stable they are. Like sometimes they might, stay at a value for, some amount of time, but usually there's fluctuation, and then all of a sudden there's very, very drastic fluctuation, which, if you let's say you take uh, let's say you're putting windows in a person's house, and they pay you in Bitcoin, and well, that's great. Maybe the next day Bitcoin will have gone up, but what if it dropped 50% or something? So how are you going to pay for for the windows for the next customer? Just that type of thing, which makes it very, very just not that great for in the marketplace. But the billion coin obviously is not like that. So we have a coin that constantly adds, constantly goes up as it gets more familiar in the marketplace. And again, what I want to uh, talk about a little bit as well in this hangout is how we can make it more adaptable in the marketplace, and that is with projects like the billion coin, not billion coin, like free energy. The more we can tie in other projects, that where we can take at least partial TBC, or we can exchange TBC for fiat, or even if we can do TBC for TBC. No, that's not how I mean. I mean TBC for a service or a product. In that way, uh, the more we can get the motion going, the momentum, as it were, the more it becomes a currency, as it were. You see, currency. Uh, the banks. The reason bank is have the name bank is because a river, that where the water flows, where the current flows, the river has banks. That's why banks are called banks, for the currency that flows. And so when we, I was on actually with what was his name, uh, Krypton. Uh, he called me up, and we spoke for a while, and he has some great ideas. Him and Romeo are coming up with some great ideas, and those are the kind of things that I just absolutely love seeing, because the more we do that, the more we have we're making connection where we can get to the point where eventually the fiat is going to phase out, and that we can deal with just with just TBC. Now, of course, while we're doing these kind of things, it is going to open up a wide field for people to create many different bridges for other businesses. I believe there is one that I heard of, and some of you likely know more about it than me, about real estate or something. Again, that is just a fantastic idea, where we build ways to bridge, to create bridges, uh, to be able to use it more for services and products and so on. So and then another thing, again, also, is that of bringing local communities back. The world that we, and I think especially the younger generations now, they have grown up like this. See, when I grew up, when I was a kid, I had a few cows to milk in the morning before I went to school. And it wasn't with a milking machine. It was with, by hand. And of course, there was a local cheese factory that was owned by our, community there, and things like that. But that has all phased away. Now the milk gets shipped, and there's this very expensive quota, and then only the biggest farmers survive, and that kind of thing. Well, you see, that is what I was on the phone with one of my brothers yesterday. Oh man, I think it was a 3-hour phone call, and we were talking about these kind of things, how we're going to be using TBC to bring back local communities, so that local communities can prosper, where all the things that people locally need will be made locally, so that that, let's say, the carpenter, the person that that makes the cheese, the farmer where you buy the milk, or and so on. There's just so many ways, and so much that we need to bring back to more like a localized area. Another thing as well is that of children. I don't believe it's ever even right to sign your children over to the state to be teaching them. Maybe I'm way out on a limb on this, but I seriously believe children are too precious for that. To be handed over to the hands of the state. I believe that should be, that school, it's way too important. And it should be with teachers who is known by the parents and so on. Anyway, that it could be for a different subject, but I mean, for another hangout or whatever. But these are just some things that have, that I think about sometimes, how the idea of local prosperity, local community prosperity needs to be reestablished, because the way it's now set up is there's so much poison in the foods, and everything has to be processed. It's most healthy when it's not, when it's fresh, and there's no reason why people shouldn't live and have fresh food, and everybody enjoy. And not only that, also create time So time, I don't mean to create time. Time just is, but have a life where people aren't so busy barely getting by. You know what I mean? Where people can have time to party together, dance together, you know, have music together, do things in the community together, plan things like a community maintenance. You know, a street needs to be paved. Well, uh, we shouldn't be looking to the government to do that. That's we can do that ourselves. You know, drop the taxes and we'll look after it, right? But anyway, so the free energy unit, along with TBC, I believe, is one project that is definitely a very, very good combination for basically worldwide, because there are many people who need energy that don't even have it. And for those who do have it, why not stop paying for it and have it a much healthier atmosphere at the same time while they're uh, they're eliminating their bills. Here in Canada, uh, you know, the heating bills, they are likely just about as much as the power bills, or maybe even more. I'm not even sure what the bills are. But nonetheless, those can both be eliminated at the same time. And then very often there is the water heater rental yet too, which actually I don't know if people would rent the electric water heater, then that I guess wouldn't go away. But I think electric ones are usually a lot less money anyway, and there wouldn't be much sense in renting those. That's just my guess. Well, actually, I do speak from experience, but that would be from years ago. So I don't know how that is now. So yeah, that's uh, I don't think there was a blog I wanted to go to today uh, in this hangout. So I think that is pretty much my message for tonight. Is just, you know, I'm very happy with the way it's going with the free energy, that it is taking off and so much interest is being shown, and so that it's great beginning to work with people on that. Um, Also, I put a form on it for people to sign up by email so that they will be notified when I post updates. I do not have the blog, like it has a blog on it, but I don't have it open because I have it. There is, like, some of the posts are going to be more just for people who are involved, and so the form that's on it where people can just sign up as a mailing list, they will be getting posts that I just do like kind of general updates, not so much detailed planning or those kind of things, or you know, because that will be more for people who are actually members of the program, which is coming available. It won't be long until I'll have that available too. But anyway, that's how it is for now. And then eventually, of course, that it will become the store where people can just buy them, and then they'll be shipped to their place, to, you know, to their address. So that's about it, folks. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Uh, Thank you, Romeo. I appreciate your hanging out with me today. Stephen Coffey, thank you so much for being on my live broadcast here. Krypton, thank you as well. Thank you very much. And Marjorie, thank you for moderating. TBC Dr. Joe Stevens, thank you for being on today or tonight. It's probably morning where you are, evening for me. And so Krypton, Jules Ann, thank you as well for hanging out with me here. It's great to have you. Okay, I think that's everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it, and hopefully see you again tomorrow morning. You have a wonderful evening or morning or whatever it is for you, and peace.